blog entry 63 from 11/19 of 2022. So in this blog entry, Krishna was teaching me about this interaction with my teacher. My teacher's really intense, and he's extraordinary, and he's meticulous, and he's amazing in that way. And I'm not. I'm more relaxed in my approach to things, and more into the feel of things. And I've often had this experience when I spend time with him, and I was having this experience in this moment back in 2022 when I was hanging out with him, where when I'm in class or devotion or making music or whatever, working on Sanskrit or music or something, my shell softens and the soul comes in more, and I feel everything more. And then his intensity would hit, and it would feel like just cold water getting poured on me, and just being asleep or something, just like boom, bam, really hard. And for the longest time, it would also wreck the feeling of bliss in the moment and things like that. And it happens quite often in class with him. And this was really challenging for me. And it still is today at times, even still, when I hang out with him a lot. It's just super intense. Because you have the purification of being there, which can be really strong because the vibration gets so high. Sometimes it can even feel so purifying inside that it hurts a bit to breathe when it's the most, And then push to learn the Sanskrit or whatever topic you may or may not be into so much. And the intensity's there in that kind of way. So it's a really delicate balance to maintain, right? So you have to figure out how to push yourself to grow and how you move into that towards that intensity. But for me, I would take a break, and that would give me time to integrate and process and ground, lots of grounding, and come back to it when I was steadier. And whatever it was, whatever samskar, whatever purification was happening was done, then I could come back, and then I found that I could handle more. It's real important to learn about yourself, learn about how you cope, because depending on how you cope, you're holding yourself back in some kind of way, right? So every decision has a bit of a cost. So you want to have as clear of an understanding of that as you can, right? So for me, with me going to hang out with my teacher, and it being super intense for me for whatever reason in my style, in my way, and then me taking a break from it, there was an opportunity cost there where I could have learned more. But there's also the risk that it could damage my love for God in some sort of way. If I push too far and too hard and I get too far away from bliss in that kind of way, there's a risk of that. That's possible. So what you want to do is you want to try and keep it in balance. You want to keep yourself close enough to that intensity and close enough to the pressure of your teacher to help you grow. But then know your limits. Take a break when you need to take a break. And then after you've integrated and healed whatever is healing inside of you, and you're more grounded and you're ready, then you come back and you do it again, and you get closer to I think of it like getting closer to the sun. And then when you start to get too burnt, you come back up a bit, and keep that ebb and flow, and it makes it easier to sustain the intensity of the path of Bhakti. And a lot of people, when they think about the path of Bhakti, they think about bliss and love and all those sorts of things, and it's a huge part of it. But this other part is the heavy lifting part of the path of Bhakti. And you have to have the heavy lifting, because as you chip away at karma, and you chip away at purifying your heart, and you chip away at purifying your mind, you make more and more space for God's love to be inside of you and with you, and His consciousness to be with you all the time. And it's a big part of it. But there's a heavy lifting, and it's very important to do it in a way that is balanced for you, and that you can sustain and maintain longer term. And I think that's really the best advice I can offer you on the path of bhakti. Yeah, be honest with yourself, as honest as you can, and look at the stuff and try and see it as best you can. And again, make the choices to help you build your devotion that you do each day in a way that's the most sustainable for you. Yeah, definitely. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.